Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to give you an overview of the thyroid gland and explain Graves' disease. The thyroid gland's main function is to control our body's metabolic rate. It does so by producing triiodothyronine and thyroxine. Both of these hormones contain iodine. Let's take a look at how iodine helps in the formation of these two hormones. There are three major processes involved in the synthesis of thyroid hormone: oxidation, organification, and coupling. Note that all three processes require the enzyme thyroid peroxidase. Iodide ion enters the thyroid gland via a sodium iodide symporter. Iodide reaches the thyroid follicular lumen and gets converted to iodine by the process of oxidation. Follicular cells of the thyroid gland produce thyroglobulin. Iodine reacts with the tyrosine part of thyroglobulin to form monoiodotyrosine, that is MIT, and diiodotyrosine, that is DIT. This process is known as organification. Coupling, as the name suggests, is the process by which two things are combined together. A combination of one molecule of MIT and one molecule of DIT forms T3, and two molecules of DIT combine to give rise to T4. These complexes are taken up by the thyroid follicular cells and are released into circulation. T4 is the hormone that is majorly produced by the thyroid gland. This is how I remember this fact. Since 4 is greater than 3, T4 is produced more. T3 is the more potent form. T4 is converted to T3 in the peripheral tissues. The enzyme 5-deiodinase plays a role in this conversion. Since T4 is made of two DITs, it has an extra iodide in it. So deiodinase removes that iodide and converts it into T3 in the peripheral tissues. Thyroid hormones bind to receptors that are present in the nuclei of target cells. You can remember all the functions of the thyroid hormone if you think of it as working in such a way that it keeps the body more active. It increases the basal metabolic rate, it increases the cardiac output, heart rate, stroke volume, and contractility, assists brain maturation, and increases bone growth. In order to keep up with the high activity, we require glucose, right? So, the thyroid hormone also increases blood glucose levels and increases the breakdown of lipids. In babies, it also stimulates the synthesis of surfactant, which is important for lung maturation. The most important part of endocrinology is understanding the hypothalamus, pituitary, and endocrine gland axis. This is what it looks like for the thyroid gland. The hypothalamus produces thyrotropin releasing hormone. This triggers the pituitary gland to produce thyroid stimulating hormone. TSH stimulates the follicular cells of the thyroid gland to secrete thyroid hormones. So, when there is a lot of free T3 and T4, it suppresses the secretion of TSH and TRH. This is done to make sure that the thyroid gland doesn't produce excessive hormones. This process is called negative feedback. Conversely, when there is a drop in free T3 and T4, the levels of TSH and TRH will increase. This is done because the body senses a lack in thyroid hormones and finds the need to stimulate the thyroid gland to secrete thyroxine. You might have noticed that I kept using the words free T3 and free T4. This is because most T3 and T4 are bound to proteins like albumin and thyroid binding globulin. This bound form is inactive. It is only the unbound, that is the free form, that is active. If the amount of these proteins increases, the total thyroid hormone will also increase. But the TSH levels will remain unchanged. This is because it is only the free T3 that can cause negative feedback and not the bound form. I will explain the significance of this in a separate video. For now, please keep in mind that it is the free T3 and the free T4 that are clinically relevant. Moving on to Graves' disease. Graves' disease is an autoimmune disease. The main pathology involved is the production of antibodies against the TSH receptor on the thyroid gland. They are called thyroid stimulating immunoglobulins. It is a type 2 hypersensitivity reaction. These antibodies bind to the TSH receptors on the thyroid gland and stimulate it just the way TSH does. So, patients will experience symptoms of hyperthyroidism. Symptoms of hyperthyroidism will be an exacerbation of what the thyroid hormone does. For example, beta receptor stimulation causes tachycardia and vasodilation. This, along with the increase in BMR, results in heat intolerance and sweating. High BMR also causes weight loss. Increased stimulation of the thyroid gland causes goiter, which is an enlargement of the thyroid gland. Increased sympathetic stimulation of the levator palpebrae superioris and the superior tarsal muscles in the eyes causes lid lag. This means that the patient's upper eyelids will be higher than normal when they're looking downwards. There is increase in gastric motility, which could lead to diarrhea and vomiting. It could also cause decrease in libido and infertility. Patients would appear restless, anxious, and might sometimes present with tremors. On physical exam, their reflexes will be high. These are all general symptoms of hyperthyroidism. What makes Graves' disease unique is the following: pretibial myxedema and Graves' ophthalmopathy. Pretibial myxedema is the swelling of legs below the knee. Graves' ophthalmopathy involves exophthalmos and lid lag. Both of these are caused by fibroblast stimulation by the thyroid stimulating immunoglobulin in the dermis and orbital tissue, respectively. Let me tell you the mechanism. In Graves' disease, there is increase in T cells. These T cells stimulate cytokines. The stimulation of cytokines triggered the fibroblasts to secrete glycosaminoglycans. Glycosaminoglycans cause tissue expansion as well as attract fluids, manifesting itself as protruding eyes. Graves' disease is associated with HLA-B8 and HLA-DR3. In patients with Graves' disease, there will be increase in free T4 because the thyroid stimulating immunoglobulins trigger the thyroid gland to produce a lot of thyroid hormones. Due to the increase in free T3 and free T4, there is low TSH because of negative feedback. We have now come to the end of this video. I hope this was helpful. Feel free to ask me your questions and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more videos. Thank you.